So for today's lesson, we're going to review a couple of concepts that we've gone through in class, but also it's just making sure we understand terminology and what each part is. First off, the one thing I did notice in class is the simplifying and evaluating. If it says to simplify, it means to answer it. Evaluating, same thing. So if I have 3 squared plus 4, that means it wants you to simplify yes. So if I remember, I have to do PEMDAS. 3 squared gives us 9 plus 4, and then that will give us 13. Evaluating, same thing. Those terms, you need to be able to complete the equation. Now, the exponent, okay? We've dealt with the exponent a little bit, but I want to make sure we understand the parts and what each term is. So if we have this whole thing is called the power, okay? So 4, which is our base, to the 3rd power. So this whole thing is what we call power. This is the exponent. This is the base. The whole thing is the power of. Now, real numbers. So there are two things. We have real numbers, and we have, in real numbers, we have rational and irrational numbers. Well, real numbers can kind of be split into 3 sections. Natural numbers. Natural numbers is, an example of natural number is 1, 2, and 3. This is why I have the number line, because with these 3 statements, or with these 3 terms, you can actually have different things going on. So natural numbers is positive whole numbers. Whole numbers includes a 0. So when we're talking whole numbers, we're talking 0, 1, 2, and 3. We're not talking the negative. When we get to integers, integers include everything. So -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now, we are going to go into what we call rational. Rational number is any number that can be written in A over B form. Now, this, yes, is a fraction, but it can also be a division sign. Okay? Now, when dealing with rational numbers, it's any number that you can have A over B. Now, I'm going to go to irrational number next, because for you to understand what a rational number is, it's easier to see what an irrational number is. Now, an irrational number cannot, so A over B form does not happen. So an example of this is pi. Pi is a never-ending number. So it is not a rational number. It's not ending. So that's why it's irrational. Now also, the square root of 10 is irrational, because I cannot put it in A over B. -2/3, rational, because I can put it in this format. 0.75, I can put it in this format. Even though it's a decimal, I can put it in a format of a fraction. -4, I can put in a fraction. Basically, what an irrational number is, I cannot put in this format. So never-ending decimal, a square root that doesn't end. Or a division problem. So I'll give you two examples. One is this, one is this. Which one of these cannot happen? 0 divided by 6 or 6 divided by 0. 6 divided by 0 is 0. That's a rational number because your answer is 0. This is an irrational number because it goes on forever. So, when looking at this, I'm going to give you 4 numbers, and you need to tell me, are they natural, whole, integer, and then are they a rational number? Negative 12 is an integer because it has the negative and it's got a number, and this is a rational number because I can take negative 12 and I can put negative 12 over 1, and that verifies the A over B. 5/12. That does not have either the integer or the whole number or the natural number, but it is rational because, yet again, it matches the fraction purpose. C, also rational number. It's negative, so it could be an integer, but then we have the decimal, so we're not going to qualify it in that, but we can put this in A over B. So how we do that is negative 4, 67 over 100. Then, if you remember back a few years, 4 times 100 is 400 plus 67, 467 all over 100. It satisfies the A over B. And last one, 6. 6 is a natural number. It's also a whole number. It's also an integer. And it is rational. So if we qualify these numbers, we're looking at the terms that we went over in a real number system. Natural number, whole number, integer, and all of these numbers are rational. What I'd like you to do is label the next 4 numbers. Actually, 5 numbers.